More than 60 billion of stocks will be sold. I'm your host, Steve Van Metre, and thanks for joining me today. In our lead story today, Goldman is warning investors that a massive selling program of stocks is going to begin this week and continue over the next month. And we've been warning you on the show to cut your equity exposure. We're going to show you how far I think stocks can go down and a potential long opportunity of where you can shift your money to. Plus, many people are asking what's going on with gold. I want to show you where we think it's headed next. Let's over to Goldman, where we picked today's story up with their CTA report. Now, if you're new to the show, you're wondering what we're talking about. These are formula-based machines that trade momentum, which is just a fancy word for price trend. So when price is moving up, machines buy. When it heads down, they sell. And in a flat tape, as we're seeing this week, well, what we see out of them, we have 85 billion worth of CTA supply over the next 1 month, assuming a flat tape. That means if stocks just go sideways, it's going to be a massive selling program. Goldman notes one of the largest numbers they've ever seen. And here we can see over this next week, 61.5 billion to sell. Most of its global equities. Now 9.1 billion in the S&P isn't a huge number over a week. It just depends on when the machines hit this. If there's not much liquidity, it's going to drive the market down. Notice that even in an up tape, if the market rallies, the machines are going to sell. And if there is a move down in stocks, well, the selling is going to accelerate. 83.7 billion, and over next month you'll note 85 billion to sell on a flat tape, and not that much more on the S&P, going to 10 billion. But look at this down tape, market sells off over the next month, 161 billion to sell. Here you can see the machine positioning in red, leading the S&P 500. Again, it's a trend follower, but once it establishes the trend, it will push it down. So if you're looking again for a long position in the US equity market, kind of my suggestion here is perhaps to wait, maybe look for a bottom here when the machines are tapped out and then go. Or if you like to sell on the or trade on the short side, well, you may have an opportunity here, at least in the brief moment. As we look over to Nomura, who is sitting at max short positions across their machines, TD Securities looking to sell even more as the market heads lower. And as we've kind of noted, that over 4,000 to buy, under 3,800 to sell. We're kind of in a kind of gray zone right now, right in between that. If we see the S&P 500 fall, I want you to understand the selling here will accelerate. Now let's take a look at the momentum trends in the charts. If you're again new to the show, we like to cover what are the technicals and momentum of the market. Here we see momentum on the S&P 500 broadly is negative. The relative strength index is at 43. Remember, we want to see it stay above 40 for positive momentum, but the current trend is looking to go lower. MACD's got a negative cross. Momentum Timer Pro, which aggregates across a bunch of these signals and smooths them out, has 20 consecutive daily sell signals. So we've been warning for weeks, hey, if you're in this, cut your positions, take some of your profits. Right now, I'd say no position, at least wait if you're going to try to trade this. And I'll show you something much easier if you're looking for a trade this week. Wait for the FOMC announcement on Wednesday. Upside target 396, downside at 377. CTA-Timer Pro has told you when to sell. This is our proxy for the machines. It's called CTA-Timer Pro. It's 30 bucks in the description below. Many people are bragging. I get emails all the time about how easy this is to use. Here you see Momentum Timer Pro, a coupon code in the description below, 20 consecutive day signals, also warning you of when to get out of this thing. All right, so let's take a look at the charts. I want you to see how the markets are, the machines perceive how to trade the markets, and this will help you because you don't want to trade against the machines. You want to trade with the machines. And notably here you see over the last 1 year, markets are trending lower. Machines are starting to pick up on it because these machines trade somewhere between a 3, 6, and 12-month window, depending on the company and what they do, how they're programmed. But notably here you see the 200-day moving average. We're looking for support. It found that, but got rejected at the 21-day moving average. Notice the volume profile line acting as an area of resistance now. Downside move, I would be looking at the S&P to get down here. If you're looking to re-enter as a long position, I'd wait for this machine selling to happen. Again, notice the RSI, the trend is down, MACD is down, Momentum Timer Pro has been telling you for 20 days it's down. CTA Timer Pro was telling you when to cut those positions. So it's all there for you. Let's take a look at the tech stocks, which we're seeing something a bit different. Momentum positive here. The RSI is sitting at 59. MACD is trending higher. Momentum Timer Pro grabbed 4 consecutive day buy signals. So if you're trading those daily signals 4 days ago, it gave you one. Broadly speaking, if you're looking to take larger positions or you're a longer term trader, this isn't the place for you right now. Go look at something else. I'll show you what that is here in a moment. Upside target to the 21-day moving average, downside to the 200-day, and notably again, CTA-Timer Pro picked this up even before Momentum Timer Pro and was telling you when to buy this. I'm going to share with you how some other people are using that program or that report to trade. It'll blow you away. Here we can see, looking at the charts, again, what we see of the RSI. Momentum started from oversold levels back in late December and has now been steadily moving higher. Went to overbought territory here earlier in February. Has slowed down a little bit, but that hasn't stopped momentum. It's still saying it's rising. You see the MACD turning higher. Tech stocks want to move up, but here's your sell zone right here, up here in this 314 to 318 range. My concern here is potentially what happens with the FOMC meeting. Who knows, you could get a quick reversal in price as this has been chased up a little bit already. Support down here at the 200-day moving average. Now let's talk about if you're looking for a long opportunity, there is one place that is looking pretty easy in terms of long term, in terms of risk to the downside. That's the bond market, as Goldman notes that they didn't bother putting numbers. They just said huge amount of buying in the bond space coming. And he says, oh my God, I had to expand my chart to show how many bonds to buy. It was actually above the upper bound. They're just saying, look, there's going to be a lights out number of bond buying. Why chase stocks that are real volatile right now when you can play with the bond market? As we see, no mirror here, sitting at fairly max short positions, looking to cover those shorts and move higher. We noticed that also that TD Security is moving to fairly neutral positions, still a bit short, looking to cover those as price rallies. And what have we been saying? Now we're updating under 3.7. This is what we said before on the 10-year to buy. Sure enough, we saw that over 4%. We'd see selling from the machines. Now where are we at? Further buying under 3.3%. So look for this to accelerate as yields fall. And what do we have from TLT here? RSI is at 60. MACD's got a positive cross. Momentum Timer Pro, 8 consecutive daily buy signals if you're trading the daily. We're still sitting at a sell mid on the 1 month, but I like this position. So we told our subscribers, I'm going to share this with you, that they will see in their report on Monday to buy at open. Start taking a position here. Don't go crazy. Just start building a position. If it goes higher, then add. If it doesn't, then just hold tight. Next upside target is 109.68. We'll show you that. Downside target 102.51. But notably, here's what I've been getting feedback from the CTA Timer Report subscribers is when this was sitting at max short, when it covered the beginning phase of that short covering, people said, hey, I started buying that, whether it was options or ETFs, whatever they were using, and everyone said, man, either I paper traded it and should have bought it, or man, I bought it and made a whole bunch of money. That report is awesome. Again, it's $30. Link in the description below. You've got a paired symbol with that a signal with that on the Momentum Timer Pro with 8 consecutive buy signals. If you're waiting for a little stronger, wait for the sell mid to go to a buy minimum probably later this month to give you some more confidence if you don't like the setup here. Let's take a look at TLT and see what we got sitting right at resistance of the volume profile over last month. So you're right below the 200-day moving average, but I like this going into the Fed meeting. Even if the Fed hikes, I kind of like the setup. You see all this volume trading in here. You see the machines are about to buy from Goldman. You see, of course, where momentum is building higher. The MACD is trending higher. It's got everything you kind of want. In terms of what we're looking at in terms of breaking the high here, that 109.68 is right here. You break through that. That's where the sellers have been, and it's going to provide some upside lift right up into that 114, 115 range. Downside target is right down here around 102, 103, somewhere right in there. So keep that in mind as you're trading this. Let's take a look now at gold. Everyone is really interested in gold, but I've got some news for you on this. The machines are fairly maxed out here. So, when you look at how the machines are positioned, you could trade with them or against them. And now a lot of people are looking at gold, wanting to buy gold, but guess what? A lot of people have bought. The machines have just jumped this thing to the upside. So keep that in mind. Maybe the opportunity is a short side. I'll make that case here in a moment. Machines, again, according to Namir, chasing this thing up, sitting at probably max long positions. That report was a couple days old. We see TD Securities also near big positions in gold as they were chasing this up since their last report. And here's what we're noting: approaching a max allocation on the machine. So unless you traded this really short-term window here, and it was really short, it wasn't worth chasing. You had 6 consecutive daily buy signals from Momentum Timer Pro. But again, CTA-Timer Pro was not long ago was showing a short position. It showed it covered. All you had to do is follow that, trade it higher. I mean, this report is phenomenal. Check it out, and it has a 30-day money-back guarantee. All you have to do is look for, hey, if you're max long, look for, if you like to short, look for the reverse. If it's max short and you like to be on the long side, wait for it to trigger and then start taking positions. And I'm going to show you why this thing is likely to maxed out unless you get a breakout here. And that's not the chart we want. We want GLD. So why are we saying this thing can go higher? Well, it can get up here to this 190 or 192 range because it's been up there below before. Look what happens. It skyrockets up there and gets a massive amount of sellers. So I would say if you're going to play chase now, your upside potential is limited. If you like the short side, we'll wait for see if this thing chases higher and then look to build your short positions there. Downside target, obviously, the volume profile is sitting there holding support. Did a beautiful job of that, but upside right now seems to be around 194 on the futures. That would say around 2050 to almost 2100 on the futures. All right, let's take a look at the gold miners GDX. RSI 63, positive cross. Again, 5 consecutive daily buy signals on Momentum Timer Pro. If you're trading the dailies, it told you what to do. And so did CTA Timer Pro, showing long positions here. Wasn't long ago that this was short. X upside target 3261. I'm still saying no position on these because when you see these big reactionary moves to say news like the banking news, it usually gets sold off pretty quick. And unless you're sitting by the computer all day and this is your job of trading quick signal, if you're more of a buy and holding into a longer position, this is probably not the place you want to be. Again, go back and look at the bond market when you see all those flows from machines. But again, came off a beautiful double bottom off support here, rallied up, resistance sitting right to the upside here into the zone of prior sellers that we've seen in the past. The question is, will we go, you see here, oversold to almost approaching overbought. How much is left in the tank? I don't know that a whole lot is here. Again, we can see reversals in this space real quick. How about the dollar? Momentum is negative. This could be a factor here with the FOMC meeting. Again, potential short opportunity. If you like to short things, you may want to take a look at the dollar. MACD, negative cross, 1 consecutive daily buy signal. Remember, it wasn't long ago when this thing was max short. All you had to do is wait for it to trigger, and then now it's starting to slow down. Momentum is getting peaked out on the dollar. Let's take a look at where this is on the chart, and where is UUP? Here it is, and sitting, you have the 200-day moving average now looking as upside resistance. You see it's trending right below its volume profile line going back to 1 year. It's setting a trend now off the 100-day moving average. Broadly speaking, the trend is down. This was just a bit of an oversold rally, as we kind of see. Price got down here, got oversold. MACD was really weak and rallied up, and now momentum is turning and heading down. So this, again, if you're looking maybe for a short opportunity or an argument that at some point equities go higher, which of course that could be the case, then you want to take a look at the dollar from some positioning standpoint. But from a trade, there's not a whole lot there. But again, if you like the short side, I think that may be the direction to head. And with that, I'm Steve Van Metre. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being fans. Bye now.